Another edition of Monday Night Raw comes to an end and Ricochet has been written off TV, while I can only say he got thrown. Do you remember when Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio in WCW into the side of a truck? Well, I'd actually say this one was worse than that, but he got beat down and then slammed through a car windshield. Jack Perry would love that one.
Real glass!
Crushing the abdomen.
Go cry me a river.
So this is Mr. No Camp Dad with your Monday Night Raw review. Let's run through it real quick. A quick opinion and run through the show.
Let's hear it.
So let's just take out the headlines from the show. The bits you want to know the most. First of all, Uncle Howdy, Bo Leave. There was a glitch on the show, or a QR code that had been happening for weeks. And it's like, when is this going to happen? You've been building it for ages. I think it's going to be awesome, by the way. I think they will get it right. There's some people coming up from NXT, I think, with Bo Dallas, but I hope it's not a complete carbon copy of The Fiend and Uncle Howdy and all that, and they spin it a little bit. But on the screen was a code, and if you went to that, it gave you a countdown, which was essentially 7 days it appeared. Now, whether something happens at Clash at the Castle or not, I don't know. But there certainly has to be an appearance next week on Raw, which is, number one, about time, but two, interesting that they've finally put a clock on it. And it pretty much said, the reckoning is inevitable. And I'll put that on the screen now. So that is what you get if you go to it. It's been a build-up for a long time. We'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be good, unless they totally trash it up. But we'll see. I've got faith that it's going to be quite good.
Keep the faith, my friend.
So Drew McIntyre opens the show. He's coming out for a promo. CM Punk chants are absolutely raining down on the guy. We haven't seen CM Punk for a while. So I was expecting maybe just before to build up, hype up Clash at the Castle. Will CM Punk show? He didn't show up. He wasn't on the show. However, gets the microphone and almost immediately the Judgment Day come out. But Dominic, he's got all the stuff going on in the back, if you know what I'm saying. So he wasn't with them, but they come out. Damian Priest is about to take the microphone, and it's not one of his strongest areas, so he's immediately getting the what? But he carries on, he glides through it. So he's getting the what chance, and they basically set up the main event, which will be Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, with the stipulation, if Drew wins, no Judgment Day at ringside at Clash of the Castle. If Finn wins, then they're allowed ringside. So that was a nice thread because it set up the main event of the show. So that was quite a nice start. Little simple segment, but hey, it set up something for the end of the show with a stipulation, and it's decent. The only thing is, the CM Punk thing is so massive. It takes over everything. So Damian Priest hasn't really got a chance because he's just, this CM Punk the situation is bigger. So he's not really getting the chance for this feud to take its course properly as it might have done one-on-one. And it's always there in the background, but hey, that's the way they built it up. So nice start to the show.
Nice.
Then we quickly find out where Dom is, and he's in the back. And he sees Liv Morgan. And I'll be succinct with this one. She basically slides, I think, a hotel room key into his trousers. Dude, this guy's proper Latino heat. I've seen that meme floating around. He's got a wife, a girlfriend, and a side chick. This guy. And he's going, no. What? But anyway, that's what kind of happens. And it does become a little thing at the end, towards the end of the show. But yeah, that's a whole segment on its own right there.
What's next?
Another scene from the back. Miz is wandering around looking for R-Truth. What's your thoughts on this? Because I get there has to be a comedy aspect to the show. You have to balance it up for what fans want. But yeah, I'm just not feeling this whole tag team. I love R-Truth, and I actually rate Miz and think he's actually a really talented dude. But this shtick is just getting a bit old for me. But anyway, he's looking for R-Truth. He bumps into Sami Zayn. Have you seen R-Truth? No, I haven't. It's pretty much it. And then Sami bumps into the Academy. Tozawa, Maxine Dupree, I think it was. Just basically saying, are you okay? Because remember last week, I think she got knocked off the apron by accident and creating that narrative that he's just checking and he's the good guy. Otis walks into screen. And I thought he did a pretty good job here because he kind of builds up, I lost everything. I lost the Money in the Bank. I lost Mandy Rose, that storyline from some time ago. And Gable gave me a chance, pretty much, and has brought my career back to life, so to speak. So I owe him, kind of thing. And apologies about last week giving you the slam, but I lost my cool. That's kind of what he was saying. And then Sami basically sets up with pretty much, well, have a think about it, because is it all worth it, kind of thing, which puts it on a nice cliffhanger leading into the Clash of the Castle for the Chad Gable Sami Zayn match, because will Otis, which way will he go? Will he get involved? He definitely will. It'll be intriguing to see which one he does do. Does he completely smash Sami Zayn and make him lose the belt, or does he stitch up Chad Gable and he loses the match? Not the title of the match, sorry. So, interesting. And they had a non-title match on the show due as well. So, exit stage left, Sami Zayn.
Okay, where's the exit? This one.
A lot of backstage stuff tonight. Back to the Judgment Day. And I remember earlier a certain Mr. Mysterio was slipped a hotel card. He slammed it down earlier in the night. So the kind of story is that he's lost the card. Damian Priest turns up. Where's the card, dude? They probably all want to hit that card. You know what I mean? Where is it? If you're not going to use it, I'll use that card. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically, I don't know where it is. I don't know. And they're all like, where's the damn card? Should we all rock up with that card? But anyway, it's kind of a little spin backstage. Where's the damn card?
Where did you find that card?
Moves us on to a nice, fun tag match, Judgment Day versus LWO. And, there was going to be something again with Liv Morgan, which there was. I was hoping to see some Dominic Rey Mysterio action again, but she basically comes out and gets on the side of the ring. And you'd have to see this to understand the picture. Maybe I'll stick something up. But she's standing on the ring to, again, advance Dominic Mysterio into a position that I don't think anybody would turn down. But anyway, Selena Vega comes out and absolutely nails her. And all I can say is she ends up on top of Mysterio, Dom, in kind of the mount position, like a UFC fighter or something. And starts being playful. Should we put it that way? This guy. What guy's going to go, nah, get off? What? But anyway. And then this kerfuffle, shall we say, because Vega comes back. Strowman's involved in this match. And Strowman goes old school with the old running around the ring, shoulder tackling everybody. And basically picks up the win, goes back in. Dragon Lee and Strowman perform power slam, stroke splash, and they pick up the win. Carlito gets bodied. Nice fun tag match. Good to see some wrestling on the show, as opposed to just all the backstage segments.
Wrestling.
Backstage again, and Dragunov and Ricochet bump into each other. And there's a match later in the show, Braun Breaker versus Dragunov. Ricochet basically tells Dragunov, I've got your back, kind of thing. We can have another match and go again and have a bit of a banger. Banger after banger. If you get through this one with Braun Breaker, who's absolute savage lunatic. And it's kind of building, Ricochet's leaving or proposed to leave due to his contract expiring. Will he join AEW? Will he go off on the independents? Will he re-sign? Because obviously his fiance, I think it is, Samantha Irvin, is obviously in WWE and will probably be a long stay. in terms of her career there, but right now it seems he's leaving. And you knew this was a hint for later in the show to say someone's going to get destroyed, which we're going to come on to. But yeah, Ricochet gets absolutely brutalized, but we'll come on to that shortly. So that's kind of where it ends, just to say, I got your back. We'll see what happens.
I got your back.
On to another match, and it's Sami Zayn versus Otis non-title match. And this quite surprised me, but I think I know the reason why. What's your thoughts on it? Drop it in the comments. I'll respond to any comment, always will. Don't care how many subs, how many comments, it's 1,000 or 1. I'll respond. But anyway, it's like a minute long. Probably, yeah, about literally 60 seconds, or probably a bit longer. Otis is kind of dominating early doors, Sami Zayn. And Chad Gable gets up on ringside immediately and he's like, do it again. Do it again. This same move, kind of like a big splash. And he tells him again and again. And on the third time, I think it was number 3, he's basically like, let me wrestle. I can do what I need to do and I can get the win here. Gable starts calling him an idiot, stuff like that. And all the meantime, Sami Zayn's in the background, Helluva Kick, 1, 2, 3. And it was kind of feeding to the aftermath more so, which led to another scene similar to last week. It was a bit of rinse and repeat. Gable slapping Otis around, slapped him a couple of times in the face. He's kind of, will he, won't he attack Chad Gable kind of mindset. Raises his fist like he's going to do it. And he doesn't do it. And I think they had to drag it out one more week. And it's kind of why it's very similar to what we've seen. What I will say is it might be, depending on where they are, I can tell you now in Scotland, they're going to be loud. If it happens at Clash in the Castle, then you could be looking at a kind of Daniel Bryan leaving Bray kind of situation with the pop. But he was going to do it and he didn't do it. And that's kind of where it ended. He's almost like he said earlier, actually deep down, I lost everything until you came along and rejuvenated my career kind of thing. So, yeah, I think they had to just drag it out one more week personally. And that's the reason why it was very similar to last week. The crowd was ready for it. That's for sure. I think all crowds will be wherever they go. They are ready for this to go off.
I am ready.
Miz is still looking for R-Truth in the back. Where is this guy? He sees Zelina Vega, was it? I can't remember, or Natalia. Where is he? You seen him? Yeah, he's around there somewhere. Well, I will say, Natalia, another one. You've got to get the contract appearances done, haven't you? Stick her on TV for 10 seconds. But I'll tell you what, a recent house show I went to in the UK, she did the opener in a women's tag match, and she stole the show in terms of the match. Was levels above everybody else, and yeah, got an almighty reaction actually there because it was quite quiet until she got tagged in and got involved, and she was brilliant. So yeah, a lot of respect, Natalia. But he basically finds R-Truth. This guy. Usual confusion about, spinning a funny line into the actual truth narrative. Tonight we have a tag match against, was it APA? Used to be called. As in like JBL Bradshaw Protection, wasn't it? I can't remember. APA or AOP. God knows. But the real tag team is AOP with a fine layer. So a nice play on the little AOP, APA bit. And says that I know this because I've had my fortune read or something. And the fortune teller turns up and it's Scarlet. Gives him some kind of card to say, basically, you're doomed. That's the kind of gimmick going on. Yeah, again, for the younger viewer and for the comedy-based viewer, I totally get this guy has to be on there doing this stuff. But for me, it's like overplayed a little bit where it's got like, yeah, you might have to get the tag titles off these guys soon. Apologies if you disagree with me. You might love these guys, but it's like already. How long have we been spinning these comedy acts? But it was okay, but it just led into the match later on. Match after match. Now, you know how I commented recently on a short that I did that fans make crowds and the UK fans will sing your whole theme song, things like that. But it's so dependent on where you are and what the crowd is like to almost it feels what the match result is. Not the outcome, but just the feel of it. The next match was Braun Breaker versus Dragunov. And I thought it was really good. But the crowd were just dead quiet. And it always seems like it's not a good a match. You'd have to... like, imagine watching Hogan versus Rock at Mania with the sound down. It probably wouldn't be the same, although you'd see the crowd going crazy because that was insane. It's my favourite match ever. But, yeah, it was kind of a bit quiet, which took away from the mystique of the match a little bit. But it was leading to bigger things. So, yeah, decent. They end up outside. You know, I thought the announce tables were going to get cleared and it was going to go off and all come into a massive mayhem fight. That didn't quite happen. Ended up back in the ring. Breaker hits a spear. By the way, do you think there's too many spears out there these days? What do you think's the best spear? I'm going Goldberg. But you know, some people might disagree or not like that, but I'm going Goldberg spear. But Breaker's got a good spear. Hits him with a spear onto the outside of the ring. It went again, I think, another spear. He's about to get counted out. He gets back in. I think it's 3 or 4, whatever, spears for this match, and it's over. Braun wins 1, 2, 3.
Over. It's over.
Breaker does the normal heel thing. About to leave. The old cliche. Looks back. Should I give this guy more of a beat down? Going back towards the ring to hit a vulnerable Dragunov. Out the crowd, kind of jumping, attack clothesline comes Ricochet. It kind of saves the day, that old superhero aspect. But you kind of knew it was coming, but it was still good when it happened. And kind of helped Dragunov up, let's get out of here kind of thing. But that was nice because it set it up. You knew something was coming after this to say, this guy Breaker's going to lose everything and lose his mind. He is very entertaining. He's got that old Scott Steiner about him for sure. But yeah, so that was kind of the end of that segment.
Enough of that.
Tag team match. I'm going to gloss over this one because I don't really care. Got to be honest. And I love most of it, but don't really care. AOP versus Awesome Truth. Gets a schoolboy kind of roll up the Miz. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I get the lucky win thing. And Miz doing all the work. R-Truth with his Cena homage paying and stuff. Yeah, it's just... for me, I'm not into total comedy at all times. Every single time. Especially when you got champions of something. Maybe they should just be champions out and out. However they do that. I don't think comedy with the title works for me. But I'm going to gloss over that a bit one. So, and a bit neglectful there in terms of a review. But hey, you know the result. Miz and Truth retain the titles.
We won.
Next bit. This was great. Gotta say. Dragunov has been helped by Ricochet in the back. So you know what's coming, but it's still great. Breaker runs out of nowhere, spears Dragunov again. What's this, like the 100th spear for this guy of the night? But anyway, spears him, and then it ends up Ricochet and Braun Breaker in the, I guess you call it parking lot. We'd call it a car park in the UK, but whatever. Parking area. Who cares about the term? They're outside. And I'm like, all right. Something's going to go off here. Real glass. But,
Real glass!
Yeah, so they end up outside and there's a brawl going on.
Cry me a river.
So they're brawling away and then Braun picks up Ricochet. And as I said earlier in the introduction, did anybody remember when Kevin Nash in WCW, the NWO, well, by the way, NWO is the best era ever. That was awesome. If you're a WWEF fan at the time, that you gotta respect the NWO. But anyway, he threw Rey Mysterio almost headfirst into the side of a truck at the time. They kind of replicated that, and it looked hardcore as hell. Braun is strong. Ricochet would help you out with this kind of stuff. That's why he's so damn good and talented. But Braun nailed this guy. And he's rolling around on the floor. I can't breathe and all this stuff. And you think, okay, fair enough. But it continues.
Carry on.
So Ricochet's in a world of pain and he gets picked up. And I think it's off the steps or off a elevated site. And power slams him, or Braun Breaker power slams him through a car windshield. Where's CM Punk when you need him? Why aren't you on the show? Just to say, we don't do that here. Right? Get back on Wednesdays. But yeah, he does that, and obviously his life's over. I can't breathe. Rolling around. My career's finished here. I'm going out, probably in an ambulance. And then you have all the security referees and all that come out to assess. Braun Breaker's great. He is great, I gotta say. But he's being booked to be great, but he's great. Ambulance taking him off. Samantha Irwin, ring announcer, turns up, all in tears. She was brilliant as well. This was really good. To be taken off like that, and kind of, it's a good way to end it, because either he comes back once upon a time in the future and he's out for revenge instantly and he's put to the main event with Breaker, or he goes off and he takes a break for a while. But what I will say is he probably has been held back for the last few years, Ricochet, and I could see him going to AEW to have some absolute, probably highly choreographed but awesome matches with Will Ospreay, Okada, and Kenny if he ever gets well. So I think that's where he might end up, just to say, look, I'm approaching 40. I've got a few years left in the tank to have some 5 or 6 star matches. Who knows with these ridiculous ratings these days, but that's probably what he's aiming for. And I thought this was a perfect way to go out, on the highlight of the show. So I don't see it as a negative. This was a great segment. Breaker looks like a beast. There you go.
There you go.
Main event of the show, Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, with the stipulation Drew wins, no Judgment Day at Clash at the Castle, ringside. Finn wins, they can all be there for Damian Priest's title match. Some good exchanges, good match, quite a quiet crowd again, but a bit more alive than they were previously for that other banger of a match. But some nice moves. Finn Balor teased the coup de grace double stomp move a few times, didn't quite get it. Judgment Day comes out, Damian Priest gets involved, but quite simply, McIntyre almost took them all out and ended up hitting a Claymore and winning, which I was surprised by, because I thought, well, he can't overcome them all because they're kind of dead then. So that leads me to believe that CM Punk's going to turn up at Clash at the Castle, which I don't really agree with. Or they just do a straight title change, which no one is expected. But if you do, you kill Damian Priest, I think. And he'll struggle to recover. So Punk has to get involved. He'll be the biggest heel in the world in Scotland. They will have McIntyre's back beyond belief. And I don't really get how that's going to play out. Just turn up to do him over again. What? Because he turned up at Mindy's when it was closed. Why that annoyed? You're going to turn up every single week or every time there's something serious. But yeah, it depends when his return's due, which I guess is very soon. But yeah, I was surprised by the outcome. But quite simply, Drew McIntyre walks into Scotland on Saturday with a straight one-on-one match as it stands. But surprising outcome, but that will probably lead to something happening on Saturday. What? I don't know.
Go cry me a river.
And that's it. That's the review. Overall, decent show, to be honest, with the injuries they have at the moment. The storylines are kind of intertwined a little bit. The Ricochet thing was the highlight of the show. The best storyline is probably Gable and Otis. And then the main event stuff, Drew CM Punk kind of overshadows everything. And I think it will until they have the feud. So they need to get that one ASAP. Because it would just, every time he's in the ring, he's going to get those chants, depending on where he is. He won't Saturday, I can tell you that. He will be the biggest babyface in that country in history. Well, we seen it last year, didn't we, when they was there last year. And that's why they're going back. because it was immense. The crowd will be immense again. So good show overall. You know what to do. You know how everyone says it. I know it's annoying because everybody in the world says the same stuff. Can you like? Can you subscribe? But hey, it's the only way you get traction. And it's the only way that I know genuinely to do more stuff. The shorts that I've done, etc. I know the ones you like. So I'm kind of make more of them. But that was the review for the 10th of June 2024. No Camp Dad signing off. Brand new channel, No Camp Dad Gaming's on the go. If you're into gaming, I'm giving that a whirl. See if I can still bring back them old skills. But hey, we talk wrestling here. So take it easy. Take care. Bye-bye.